السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Ahmad Abu Laila with you, a new lesson about vocabulary.
مجمع الأندلس التعليمي، تعلم عصري ملهم بهوية وطنية وقيم إسلامية.
Our objectives today are: number one, identify the differences between 15 new vocabulary by completing 15 gaps of the correct vocabulary correctly. Number two, guess what 5 phrases mean in 5 sentences. Number three, identify the differences between 7 new vocabulary by completing 7 gaps of the correct vocabulary correctly. Starter.
Adore.
Adore. To love someone very much.
At heart.
At heart. Used to say what someone is really like.
Descendant.
Descendant. A person who is related to you and who lives after you, such as your child or grandchild.
Empty-handed.
Empty-handed, without bringing or taking anything.
Entirely.
Entirely, completely. The first objective is to identify the differences between 15 new vocabulary by completing 15 gaps of the correct vocabulary correctly. Students book page 90, exercise A and B. Those are the meaning of the words: sibling, spouse, inheritance, heritage, ancestor, descendant, marriage, wedding, bride, groom, nuclear family, extended family, grow, grow up, raise. Sibling, a brother or a sister. Spouse, a husband or a wife. Inheritance, the money and or property that somebody gets when a friend or relatives die. Heritage, features like history, traditions, or buildings that have been passed down from older generations. Ancestor, a person that is a relative and lived in the past. Descendant, person who is related by birth to someone who lived long ago. Marriage, a relationship between a husband and a wife that is legally accepted. Wedding, the celebration and ceremony in which two people get married. Bride, a woman on the day of her wedding. Groom, a man on the day of his wedding. Nuclear family, a family unit that includes a father, a mother, and their children. Extended family, a family unit that includes members like aunts, uncles, grandparents, etc. Grow, to increase in size. Grow up, to mature into an adult over time. Raise, to take care of a person until they become an adult. Now we will complete the sentences using the correct form of the words in the boxes. Sibling and spouse. I have one brother. How about you? Have you got any siblings? Yes. Number 2. I first met my at her father's house. Spouse. Number 3. You can learn a lot about your by visiting the National Museum. Heritage. The was shared between the two brothers. The inheritance. Ancestor, descendant. One of my was a fisherman in Portugal. One of my ancestors. Charles and Brenda Turnbull moved to his town in 1890 and there still live in the area. And their descendant. Number 7. What are you going to wear to the wedding? Number 8. They were very happy together and their lasted for many years. Their marriage. Bride and groom. They wore a beautiful long white dress. Bride. The groom looked at his new wife and smiled. Number 11. Nuclear family and extended family consists of parents, children, uncles, aunts, grandparents, cousins, etc. Extended family. Number 12 consists of parents and their children, nuclear family. Grow up, raise. Tina's parents died in an accident, so she was by her aunt and uncle. She was raised by her aunt and uncle. Tom has so much since I last saw him. Look how tall he is now. Tom has grown so much since I last saw him. I was born in Canada, but I in Australia. I grow up. Objective number 2. Guess what 5 phrases mean in 5 sentences. Read the sentences below and try to guess what the phrases in bold mean. Then try to create your own sentences using these phrases. I am usually a good judge of character, but I was wrong about Nancy. She is very reliable. Alan will always be very anxious. It is in his DNA. Number 3, she can be annoying sometimes, but she is a good person at heart. Number 4, Kevin is very shy. It is not really in his nature to be loud and outgoing. Number 5, he has a reputation for being strict, but deep down he is a gentle guy. Somebody who has a good instinct about understanding another person's character. Number 2, part of his personality or character. Basically. 4. In agreement with his character or personality. 5. Basically. Objective number 3. To identify the differences between 7 new vocabulary by completing 7 gaps of the correct vocabulary correctly. This in the workbook, page 75, exercise B. These words will put them in the gap. Complete the sentence with the words in the box. There are 2 extra words which you don't need to use. Acquaintance, gentle, tend to, strict, character, nature, judging, adoring, anxious. The color of a personality. Now put the words in the gap. Read and put the words in the gap. Not everyone can be a good judge of character. However, some people believe that colors say a lot about us. So, if you look out of the window, you may be able to find out about others simply judging by the color of the car they drive. People who drive silver cars are likely to be serious people and calm drivers. They like to obey rules and are usually strict, expecting others to be the same. On the other hand, dynamic, energetic people drive red cars, tend to drive red cars. It is in there to take risks, in their nature to take risks and drive at high speeds, so be careful of them on the road. Drivers of black cars are usually ambitious. People with strong leadership qualities. They are competitive and aggressive. Furthermore, drivers of green and blue cars are usually calm, helpful, and gentle individuals who often follow careers caring for others. Of course, they can be a little moody. Lastly, owning a yellow car shows a person has an optimistic and outgoing personality. So, what color car do you drive and what does it say about you? Thank you for
مجمع
your listening.
الأندلس التعليمي، تعلم عصري ملهم بهوية وطنية وقيم إسلامية.